Well, with me, as always, and I always consider him my friend, and that's Paul Thompson, and I really appreciate what you've done for the season. Sadly, it wasn't your season, but you played some great hockey, and I was talking to Brett Jager out there, and he's the man that's going to save you tonight.
Yeah, I think, Brett's got to, like any goalie in playoff times, got to be your best player. And whether you've been struggling in the league, the league's gone now, but we're all on an equal playing field now, Wayne, and there's no points between any of us. It's 2 games and it's 6 periods, and we're going to be both looking to win all of them, and goaltending's a massive part of that, without a doubt.
You've always been known as developing people from the ground roots upwards, much the same as some of the other clubs in the Elite League, but sadly not the Giants because they don't have the players over here. But that's been a real bonus for you, developing players like Venus and Fallmer that come from nowhere and suddenly are stars on your team.
Well, we all have to do that. There's different areas of or different ages that you develop these guys. I'd like to think that we still develop 30-year-olds because that's what we do. And whether you're 16, 17, 18, 19 or 30, you look to improve them and as people and as players. And we've got some young kids that are going to be the backbone of this franchise for the future. And it's because of maybe some of the form of some of the other players and the injuries we've had in the league season. It's give these guys more responsibility, and they've taken that. Tell
me, with the uptake of Hull Stingrays from the management section of Coventry Blaze, has that affected you, or you taken your eye off anything from the league's point of view, from Coventry Blaze's point of view?
I'm asked that a lot, Wayne, obviously by the local press over in Coventry, and I don't have any dealings particularly with Hull. There's a few on the business side, but nothing that takes me away from what from what I do. And I think as the perception from some fans is that we've been worrying too much about what's been happening up there and not worrying about our own team. Well, that will never happen. It will never happen while I'm in charge because Coventry Blaze is the only thing I care about. The other thing is a business interest. The Hull Stingrays, and we needed Hull Stingrays in the league, otherwise the Coventry Blaze could have been in trouble. So, like I say, I'm asked that lots and lots of times. No, we haven't performed this year, and that has nothing to do with the Hull Stingrays. That happens to do with our performances on the ice.
Was it a matter of, like the Giants, you had massive injuries? Every time I looked at week after week, I was saying, pretty soon Paul's going to be out there himself.
Well, I think the difference between us and the Giants is they replaced their injuries, and we didn't. And we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys all within a space of a few weeks. And, we brought Robinson in, we brought Farmer in. So we actually added to our budget. But, we're a team that just doesn't have the spending power to replace 4 or 5 injured imports. And, maybe our best player, or one of our top 3 players, has been sitting out for the last 30 games, Owen Fussy. And how do you replace a guy like that? You take a Pelly out of a lineup, and in Cardiff, and you take a Legui out of Sheffield. You take any one of the big offensive guns they've got out here. It's tough to replace them guys. And but we can't keep looking back, Wayne. We have what we have, and we've underachieved. We know that. We set our own standards in Coventry. And there's been a lot of frustration this year, and I'm hoping that we can take that frustration out now in the playoffs against the Giants.
As you said, it's up to your #1 playoff specialist, and that's Brett Jager, to have an outstanding game. And if it's 0-0 towards the end, you only need to score 1 to win.
Well, it's 6 periods, Wayne, and you want to. We've come here to win the game. We haven't come here to just if you just sit back against the Giants and absorb the pressure with the offense they have, you're going to be in trouble. But we have to stay out of the penalty box. That's been huge for us this year. We've took bad penalties week in, week out, and we have to be way more disciplined, especially in the offensive zone. I've never seen anyone score from 200 feet from your own net, and we're continually taking penalties in them areas. And if we don't buy in now, guys will be going home next week. So it's up to them.
Well, let's hope the fans, both sets, go home with a smile on their face and continues tomorrow night in Cardiff, in Coventry, sorry.
Well, we hope we can give our fans a bit more of a smile because it's been frustrating for them all.
Well, I wish you all the best, and although I'd like to see is a great game and a good smile, like the one you're showing me now when you leave.
Well, it's only because we're 2 hours on face-off. Cheers, Wayne.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
No problem.
Good luck. Guys.